Okay, welcome back everyone. In this video, we're going to look at how to graph our data from the lab. And I started with a bunch of different values for mass, and you might use these or you might use different ones in the lab. And then these are some measured volumes that correspond to these masses. And so the first thing that we want to do is we want to give all of these the same amount of sig figs. So we're going to go down to Format, and then on this screen under number we probably want 1 decimal place. Okay, so now we're going to try to calculate force, and so force is mg, so we need to take our mass, so I'll click on that cell and multiply by 9.8. Then I'm going to take that and just drag that down, and there we go. Now to make sure that all of these have the same number of sig figs, I'll format this, and technically I should round it off to 2 because of these guys, but we'll just leave it at 1 decimal place. Okay, so now the next thing we need to do is find the area of the cylinder, and to do that I'll put it right here. We're going to have to take our radius, okay, and convert that to meters, so we divide by 100. We're going to square it, and then we're going to multiply it by pi. And with pi, you put in an open and a closed parentheses to tell the computer that I just want the number. And there it is. And we probably want more accuracy than that, and so there we go. And that's going to be in meters squared. It's good to keep track of that. Okay. And so if we want to find pressure, well, pressure is force over area, so I should probably put my units here. Mass is in kilograms, and force is going to be in newtons, and then pressure is going to be in newtons per meter squared. In other words, the force divided by the area. So I'm going to do an equal sign here to start a new equation, and I'll do force divided by area, and then I'll take that and bring that down. Uh-oh, we have a problem. Well, so what Excel is doing is it's taking, for this value, it's taking 4.9 and dividing by 0.0019635. But for the next value, it's trying to take, if you look at this, a 9.8 and divide by something that isn't here. So Excel thinks that there's a pattern where the area is going to be in F1 and then F2 then F3 and so on. So instead of writing C6, my force, divided by F1, I'm going to put dollar signs in front of the F and in front of the 1. Now what that tells Excel to do is to always use this number. And I get the same result, but now if I take this and drag this down, now my numbers make sense. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my decimal places. Okay, now you could do scientific if you wanted, and maybe have 3 or 2 decimal places. That's going to give you 3 sig figs, and that's pretty decent. Okay, and then we have the volume here, which is going to be in milliliters, and if you remember, that's not good. We want meters cubed. So what we're going to do is do another column for meters cubed, and we have to take our volumes and divide by 1 million. And if I write 1E6, that's going to work. Okay, so there we go. And we're just going to quickly give this, we'll do scientific for these, and we'll give them 2 decimal places. Okay, so now we're ready to graph. And so what we do is we're going to grab the X values, and then we're going to hit Control, and we're going to grab all of the Y values, and then we're going to go to Insert and scatter plot. Okay, so now we have a little bit of work to do with this graph. Okay, but up here you see that now we have chart tools: design, layout, and format. And the big thing we're going to be playing with is the layout. First of all, we can change the chart title. Okay, and for this I'm going to do pressure versus volume. Whoops. Okay, then for layout I can do axes and put axes titles. So let's do a horizontal axis, put it below the axis here, and let's do pressure in newtons per meter squared. Likewise, we can do the same thing. If I go back to layout, go to axis, and do my vertical, do a vertical title. No, I don't want that. Let's undo that. And let's do it rotated. And now I think what we should put in here is volume in meters cubed. Okay, now this guy right here we can just get rid of. We don't really need it, and there we go. Now I can guarantee you that the data that you take in this lab will not make a straight line. I intentionally picked data that would make a straight line for this, but we actually have some more work to do, and that's going to be the topic of our next video. But I just wanted to get you this far to see how to get your graph set up. Okay, and there's the bell, so I'm going to stop now.